Hello everyone, today I'm just going to be coloring my OC's hair, and there's not really much to say about them because I don't have any stories on them. Haha, I'm such a terrible, terrible person to them. But yeah. When I'm doing hair, as I've mentioned before, I try to have at least one main color. Well, actually just one main color, because if you had two main colors, that'd be quite difficult. You could do that, but that's more advanced, I guess. With these ones, I had about three different colors I was going with. There's a highlight, a midtone, and a base color, and the base color was the one they all started out with. And I already started drawing the first one, Silas, before I realized I could record this, so that's why you didn't get to see his base color. But it was just a light gray. Um, then after that, I go in and add the shadows of the hair, and it's just a slightly darker, well, not slightly. It's like, try to imagine the main color and then the in black, and then go right in the middle of that, and that's the shadow I would use for the person. And I just try to go and work in all the sections of the hair with that dark color. Like, it's not going to look good at first, but you're just trying to break it all up so you can paint it. Because if you just try to do one section at a time, it's hard to know what you're going to be going for. And it just really helps to like set all the contrast things. Then you can go back and blend it and smooth it with the midtone color again. And then you can go back into the shadow with the highlight color. And the highlight color, it's usually, for me, it's like, I don't know, it's slightly brighter than the midtone. Like, it's not white. I'll do super highlights, those are white. But like the one that I just want to contrast a little bit more with the midtones and the shadows, I'll have it, like, say for this one's hair, the highlight would be that light kind of yellow brown color, and the shadow would be that dark brown at the bottom left of his face. And I just work back into the same layer. Like, I don't use multiple layers usually for hair unless I'm going to try something different, like add pigtails or something. Then I'll do that on a separate layer. But when I do it on these characters especially, I try to use one or two layers at most, because then all the hairs blend together and they work nicely together. Of course, you could use as many layers as you want, but when I was painting these, I just used one, because I also didn't want to have like 50,000 layers, because that would be hard to keep track of, and I already have a hard enough time keeping track of these. Okay, blonde hair is really hard to do for me. It's like weird because whenever yellow gets muted by anything, it gets all gross and ugly. So what I wanted to do was have the yellow as a base, but then go back into it with brown, and then blend the yellow back into the brown, so it had shadows, but the shadows weren't overbearing, I guess. I don't know. Yellow hair or blonde hair or whatever color hair this is, that was the hardest one, and it took me the longest time because, yeah, if you've ever tried painting blonde hair, you know what I'm talking about. Same with black hair, actually. That one's hard to do because you only have so many colors you can work from before it starts looking purple. And yeah, when I want to change the color a little bit, like make it lighter or darker, I'll just make another layer, and it's going to be an overlay layer, and it's going to be like the light main color. No, it's going to be the main color, but on an overlay layer on top of all the other hair layers, so it makes it lighter. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can comment about it if you want. And sorry I sound so tired. It's because I just woke up. um, for the blue hair, I did the same thing as the other ones. I had main color, then I went to a very dark shadow, actually. I don't know why I went so dark with that one. I think I'd go back and fix it, though. Oh, there he is. Let me see. For these, I just used two brushes. My line art brush, called Xavier, and then my coloring brush, called Felix. And I used Felix, the coloring brush, for all the painting in. But then I used my line art brush to go back in and add the edges of it so it looked crisp. And those are really the only two brushes I used the whole time in this. Like, you do not need a billion brushes to make good stuff. At first, like when I was first starting out, I always thought, like, oh, I have to have all these brushes for all these different things because that's what other artists do. But I've gotten away with just using about two. Sometimes I'll use three if I feel the need to. and that's just because it will have a different effect on it. Like the brush shape will just be different, and that's the only thing that's different. And the way I use only one or two brushes, I just change the settings on those instead of having a bunch of different brushes with different settings, because I don't know, I got lazy and I didn't want to click through all those brushes all the time, so I just started using two. Of course, you guys can do what you want. I'm just saying they're not as important as I thought they were, and they might not be as important as you think they are. But if you think, like, whatever, just do what works for you. I'm just trying to give like tip on what I do. Um, yeah, like when I'm going back into the hair right there, what I just did, I was using the line art brush to make it smoother. Then for this one, I spend a lot of time painting that ponytail thing, and I end up cutting it off because I was talking to someone while I was drawing all these, and they're like, she would look pretty cute if she just had the short hair. And I was just like, you know what, you're right. So the ponytail's gonna go away after I finish painting it. Um, this one's pretty much the same as the other brown one. I just use more darker, richer browns that have red mixed into them. And there's like two sections of browns, I guess you could say. There's a reddish browns and then there's orangey browns. And yeah, that, there's your browns. You got a lesson on orangey browns and reddy browns. Are you reddy brown? Or are you orangey brown? Yeah. The wispy things are made with just the paint, the same brush I was using before, and I liked them. Oh, I also click off the hair layer to check to see how well it matches with the other layer, because if it didn't match good, why would I need to check that so they do match, because if they don't match, what's the point? Um, yeah, I add all that stuff to that hair, then I just cut it all off. She does end up looking pretty cute though. That's Gwendolyn. Yeah. You might see her again sometime. I want to do a like, big painting of her. I don't know. Uh, what else could I say? I was really tired when I was doing these. I don't even know if they look all that good, but I just wanted to make a point of this is how I start off doing hair, and I just keep working back and back into it. Like I don't have a billion different little layers with each little strand, and I don't know. I try not to worry about it too much because you can keep painting it and keep painting it. But I guess there's a point where you just need to know when to stop. And there's not really an easy way to say, like, when do I stop? But, um, what could I say that would help you guys know when to stop? I guess when every section looks defined enough, and there's no section that looks completely, uh, uncohesive with all the other ones. Like once they all look like it's the same hair on the same head, then it should be okay. Um, it's really up to you guys, like stylistic choices and stuff. For me, I just keep doing it until I'm tired. That's pretty much it. I'm I'm not very I don't know. Yeah. His eye's actually blue, I forgot. So that's why I'm changing it. Um yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again sometime. Bye bye.